One last hurdle before the war begins in New Delhi. And as you can see, the last hurrahs, just before the last hurrahs, one moment of excitement, one moment of high fives. And more importantly, the strategy of the dying embers. Attacking on your frame, from the left to the right, press in their signature white and black shots. Is Korea, and we are underway here. It is Korea who gets us underway, and currently defending on your frame from the right to the left, pressed in their signature reds with the customary pleasantries on, is Japan, and it's Korea who will be getting the first shy. John Yong Lee plays it to the far right. Jin Jung. Yong Lee again, here's a chance, and the first shot comes in, but looks like there was a push involved, and a free throw going in favor of Korea. In fact, it's a penalty out there. It happened inside the goal crease. Enemy jersey number 23, Bitna Wu. Bitna goes for it, and Atsuko Baba had no response whatsoever. Bitna takes a quick breather as well after scoring, and you can see every goal matter. You can hear the crowd screaming and chanting and incanting their country's name altogether. The support is thunderous out here in the Indira Gandhi Indoor Stadium in New Delhi. The Sabha Indoor Hall is where all the action has happened so far. Here's a chance, Dole trying to find one from range, and an excellent save out there by the Korean goalkeeper, Sayong Park. Denies Japan an equalizer. It's going to be a feisty one, this battle, but that save is going to be crucial. Every time you save a chance, an outing, that means you start opening up spaces for yourself. Short passes, works it through that central channel out here. An opportunity for Korea to try and break free. Can Korea make the most of this? They're unable to penetrate into that Japan half, but nonetheless they do find a way through. And it is Boeing Kim who has found the second goal, and then it's clearly a push out there. Boeing Kim, the scorer, she kind of got a bit too overpumped and has been ejected for a couple of minutes. Japan with a free throw just outside that attacking half. Here to start again. An opportunity for Japan, and they will reduce the deficit. A lovely cut in and a thunderous punch into the back of the net by Yuki Yoshidome. Are we going to witness a very close battle with two teams? A final should usually be like that. Korea, however, has the lead 2-1 cushion for themselves. Twist and turns around. That should be a free throw for Korea. Japan trying to put all hands on deck, trying to deny Korea a shy at glory. And here's Korea. Yong Lee goes for the shot, but hammers away the crosswork there. And here's a chance for Japan, and Japan finds the equalizer. Well, there was a push involved. We'll have to wait and watch whether the goal counts or not, because If it's the referee's whistle that has come first, then the goal won't count, which means Korea, yes, the goal doesn't count. So Korea has the advantage, still has their noses ahead. There's a chance for Korea, and now they will double that cushion of theirs. What a stunning finish from Yong Lee. She's quick and she's fast, and then she wasted no time. Had an angle for herself, took the shot, and took it with perfection and precision. Here comes Korea again. In fact, Japan, apologies, Japan from left. And another brilliant finish out there from Yuki Yoshidome with her brace now. Korea 3, Japan 2. Looks like it's turning out into a game of counterattacks, into a game of hits and misses. Every miss will be hefty, every hit will be glorious. And it's Japan now, switching it between themselves towards the far right now. Japan. In fact, that's Korea. Apologies. Here comes Korea. And that has been taken away. Korea through the center channel. Yong Lee plays it to the far right. And that's going to be a free throw. It was Jin Jung who was blocked. Jin Jung again. Yong Lee taking her time. Does well. Hammers one. Rattles the woodwork. Free throw for Korea. Takes that quickly. Yong Lee again. Bitna Wu. Jin Jung back with possession. Bitna Wu. Jung on the ball. Bitna Wu releases it to the far left. Goes for the angle and a delicate chip. But that didn't go in. So Japan's scoreline stays intact. And here's a chance for Japan and a sensational save out there from the Korean goalkeeper. Top quality attack from Natsuki Aizawa, but failed to breach. Referee blows the whistle. A bit of pushing involved out there. And that means Korea will have a free throw for themselves. They take it quickly. Bitna Wu to the right, to the left now. Yong Lee. Back to Bitna Wu again. Back to Jin Jung. Bitna Wu. Shuffled ranks. And here's a chance, and that's a powerful strike. Jin Jung. Is it? In fact, it's Boyan Kim who found the back of the net. As Korea enhanced that cushion again. 4-2 now. The warpaths keep on colliding. The battle keeps on continuing. Here's a chance for Japan. Wanted to go for the leap out there. It was Haruno Sasaki. She's been blocked. She found Arosio along the way. Free throw for Japan. Japan takes it. Haruno Sasaki switches it to the center. Natsuki Aizawa from the right now. Japan goes for goal. But again, a sensational save out there by Se-young Park. And Korea on the way forward, looking for a break, looking for a counter-attack. Referee blows the whistle. Looks like there's another free throw for Korea, and it is the case. Korea amongst themselves now. Good exchanges, Arosio. Here's an opportunity. Wanted to break free from the manacles of her marker there. It was Jin Jung. Korea this time will get a free throw once again. As Yong Lee was brought down. Yes, that was Yong Lee being brought down. Back to Yong Lee. Switches it to the left again. Lee on the ball. Lee releases it to the far right. And the possession still stays alive with Korea. Fast and furious again. Goes for the chance. But Atsuko Baba proving to be the difference between Japan and Korea. And another lovely save there. I mean, this isn't just a battle of the attacks. This isn't a battle of just two superlative attacks. It's a battle of equally sensational defensive showdowns. That is really good to watch out here. On the ball now. Japan again. Korea, in fact. Korea playing in between themselves. 8 minutes on the clock. This hasn't been one of those top high-scoring goal fests, but this has been more of a battle of tactical flair. Attack against attack, defense against defense. And both the teams are pretty equally matched, despite the scoreline suggests something different though. That's a lovely release from Yong Lee, and Boyun Kim makes no mistake in converting that from point-blank range. Korea puts the difference between them and their counterparts by 3 goals now. And Japan kind of reeling under the pump, trying to rally their troops, trying to marshal their forces. Here comes Japan again. Japan, good bit of exchange, loses a shape, and it looks like it's gonna be an ejection out there for one of the Korean players. It possibly is Hairi Song, who is being asked to leave the field for a couple of minutes. A free throw has been awarded to Japan. There's going to be Natsuki Aizawa. Back to Natsuki. Plays it to the far left to Haruno Sasaki. Natsuki releases the ball, goes for a leap and a stunning finish as well. It was Kaho Nakayama with that thunderous blow into the heart of the Korean goal. 5-3 now, both the teams are presenting a showdown for the ages. No wonder that's how finals are going to be, that's how finals are supposed to be. Now Korea comes on the lookout. There's a chance. Yong Lee blocked, free throw for Korea. Yong Lee again. Yong Lee takes the lead. Releases her player on the left, Yoon-seo Kang, but then In-seo couldn't really capitalize. The angle was a bit too tight, ended up hammering against the woodwork. Back with Japan again. Japan releases the ball into the central channel. That definitely is a very burly push. Needs to be careful. Free throw for Japan. Japan trying to find out those small chinks in the armor of Korea. And they get that 4th goal in. Does well, loses a shape. But again, that loss of balance is what took the power away from the shot. Now Korea on their way forward. Also good goalkeeping. Was pretty alert. Yong Lee on the ball now. Switches it to the right to Yoon-seo Kang. Yong Lee again. Kang on the ball. Kang plays it to Jeon. Lee on the ball. Lee releases it for Jeon. Is it? No, Yoon-seo Kang in fact. Free throw for Japan, for Korea. Apologies. Back with Korea. Yong Lee. There's a chance for Kang though. Kang plays it towards the far left. And a loss of possession, which means Japan are on their way forward. A chance for Japan coming all the way from the left, and they have been taken all the way out of the equation. There's a chance again for Japan now. Japan through the center line. Releases the ball for the player on the left. Does well, trying to cut an angle. But again, sturdy defending, and yet Japan breaks free. That's a great hit there from Kaho Nakayama with the 2nd goal of the evening. In Japan now, again within touching distance of Korea. 1 goal is what separates these two teams. That wasn't an easy goal to score, slithering through a barrage of defenders, and eventually one-sided goal. And she took that and she powered the ball into the back of the net. Here comes Korea again. Korea with a chance there, but finds the goalkeeper. Looks like a penalty has been awarded. A 7-meter throwdown, a foul happened just inside that goal crease there. And the referee wasted no time whatsoever, pointing to the dreaded spot. It's going to be Yong Lee with the penalty. With that 7-meter throw. Atsuko Baba. She won't stand between the ball and the goal. There's a stunning strike again from Yong Lee. Keeps Korea in the driver's seat. Despite the fact that it's by a hair's breadth, yet a lead is a lead. And that is what's going to make the game a lot more intriguing, a lot more captivating. There's a chance for Japan, and Japan takes it. That's a rollicking hit there from Haruno Sasaki. And she's ensured the fact that Japan once again brings the deficit down to just that solitary goal. I mean, this game is so closely placed. This game is so tightly knit. And one moment of madness can shake things up. One moment of madness can change things. Here's a chance from the near post. That's a very difficult angle to try and exploit. And yet John, she didn't hesitate in scoring from that. That's what precision looks like. And that's what poetic precision looks like as well. Japan on the ball, Natsuki Aizawa. Haruno Sasaki, a good release. A lovely chance. Again, another long-range throw out there from Haruno Sasaki. But a bit of an emasculated enterprise. And here comes Korea. Plays it to the far left. Korea keeping the ball amidst themselves. Now Yong Lee switches it to the right now. Back with Lee again. Kang on the ball. Via Jeon. It's back to Lee. Kang. There's a lovely chance and an equally brilliant save there by Atsuko Baba. Japan on the look for another attack. Plays it through the central channel. Haruno Sasaki. Haruno goes for that shot, but the whistle has been blown before. But that goal won't count. That was some power hit there from Haruno. Took two defenders on a toss with herself. Last 15 minutes remaining. And the timeout. And as things stand at the timeout, Japan trailing right now by 7-5. But this battle has been extremely close. And that has been a highlight reel of both the teams matching each other. Like it has been attack and counter-attack. A constant swing of momentum from one end to the other. And as the hooter gets blown, it also marks the end of the timeout. Will now resume to live action. And we are back again. Lee on the ball now. Lee plays it to the far right. Good release. Jin Jung was there. Lee again. Lee to the extreme left now, and that's going to be a block. Free throw now. Lee plays it to Jin Jung, and Jin Jung with a clinical strike as well. Korea moves on to 8 now, Japan 5. How quickly can Japan retaliate? From which other angle is the attack coming? Here's a chance for Japan, taking it slowly and steadily. Yuki Yoshidome has been crucial in her exploits. Free throw for Japan. The referee blowing the whistle. Pointing to the spot from where it's going to be taken. It has been taken. Here's a chance. And another lovely throw comes in and Japan retaliates. Great finish there by Kaho Nakayama as Japan once again comes within touching distance. 8-6 now. I mean, two teams who are tactically very solid. You won't expect too many goals to happen because they know each other's tricks. They have done their homework. They know exactly which is the way to find your opposition's vulnerability, fragility. Here's a chance for Korea though. Korea pretty fast. Japan also almost on a similar page. And here comes Japan. Haruno Sasaki on the ball. Plays it to Natsuki. Plays it to Natsuki Aizawa. Back to Natsuki. Haruno Sasaki. Natsuki. Natsuki switches it to the right. Back to Natsuki again. Now plays it to Haruno Sasaki. Natsuki. Natsuki releases for her player Miyako Hatsumi in the center. Here's an opportunity. Japan looking for that opening. Takes the shot. Ends up hammering it against the goalkeeper. And this is where both the teams, despite the best of Belligrins, despite the best of Gung Ho, have time and time again run into a pretty solid defensive wall. Japan has got the better of, Korea has got the better of Japan a couple of times. More than Japan has done it. Yong Lee now plays it to Jung. Lee again. Here's a chance. Goes from that far angle, but this time a mispass, allowing Japan to hit Korea back. Lovely ball. Goes for that cut in and a sensational finish as well. Yuki Yoshidome. She's unstoppable today. She keeps on scoring. 8-7. And Korea. A bit of a hefty delivery out there. Lee on the ball. Lee switches it to the right. Back with Lee. Lee releases it for Jung. Free throw in favor of Korea. 8-7 now. Here's a chance. A bit of a drag. Another free throw for Korea. A verbal warning as well for the player. Jung on the ball. Jung goes for a very emasculated throw. Runs into the block. And here comes Japan there looking for options. Natsuki Aizawa. And has played it to Haruno Sasaki. Back to Natsuki Aizawa. Sasaki and Aizawa playing it amongst themselves. Here's a chance for Japan, but again, into that cul-de-sac of the Korean defenders. 10 minutes remaining in the first half. A bit of a feint dribbling pass, trying to dribble past their marker. And an overpowered throw. Needed to check on that muscle on that hit there. Couldn't really collect that. Had Japan collected that ball, could have been better. And Yuki Yoshidome, she has been absolutely sensational for Japan. Switches it to the left. Here's an opportunity for Korea. Bitna Wu through that center channel. Yong Lee. And Jung misses out. Here comes Japan. They have a lot of space ahead of them. Goes for the leap. And turns that equalizer out. Brilliant finish there from Miyako Hatsumi. No mistake made. Japan 8, Korea 8. It all's fair and square out here at the Indira Gandhi Indoor Stadium in New Delhi. What a final this has been. Both the teams matching each other. Every inch for inch, every millimeter for millimeter. The intensity, the urgency is at an all-time high. Yong Lee on the ball now. Lee releases it for the far left. The whistle has been blown. That goal won't count. And here comes Japan. Chance for them, and they will utilize that. For the first time in the game, will they have their noses ahead? And it is Miyako Hatsumi. Japan 9, Korea 8. Are we witnessing a turnaround? Or is this just a momentary surge from Japan. Time shall answer it all. 8 minutes to go. A lovely cut in, but blocks coming all the way. It's not going to be easy. Releases the ball finally. There's another fine ball. An opportunity there for Korea, but then runs into a blockade again. Free throw for Korea. Takes that fine bit of work. Hammers the woodwork. Danger's not over. Rebound, and that gets into the back of the net. Jersey number 9 for Korea scores their 9th as well. Arusio. All fair and square once again in the epicenter of madness, where the two finalists, they are showing why they are indeed the best in business when it comes to continental glory in handball. Here comes Japan. Good release onto the right there. The shuffling continues. Natsuki Aizawa plays it to Miyako Hatsumi. Natsumi goes for a flat throw. And easy pickings there for the goalkeeper. Could have been cheeky, but then we have already seen the kind of reflexes that the goalkeeper of Korea comes in with. Seong Park. Here comes Korea again. Slow and steady. Insidious in their footsteps. Trying to tiptoe their way to those angles from where they can find those goals. Free throw for Korea now. Good run, to be honest, from Min Seo Kim. Free throw taken again. Min Seo Kim on the ball. Kim trying to force her way through. And looks like it's not going to be a goal, but it's going to be a penalty. A 7-meter throwdown. And yes, all the players coming together. I think you can see the smile on Min Seo's face. She knows what she's done. And Yong Lee will have a 7-meter throw to convert. She'll be up against Mana Sakaki of Japan. Can she propel her team to a very slender lead? Goes for it, and eventually the goalkeeper Mana Sakaki took the bait, reacted, and Yong Lee scores another. Japan now trailing by that solitary goal again. What a game this has been. Here comes Japan. Goes for the leap, loses out possession. Should be a free throw on offer. Miyako Hatsumi plays it to the right. Haruka Igeta. Back to Igeta again. Igeta loses a foothold. Referee's blown the whistle. Looks like it's caught a shin bone of one of the Korean players, which means a free throw again for Japan. Sasaki to Igeta. Sasaki again. Goes for a lovely throw, powerful one, but again excellent goalkeeping out there by Seong Park. Korea remains in the hunt, 10-9. Japan remains in the hunt as well. Here comes Korea from the left again. Taking their time slowly and steadily. An opportunity for them. Trying to power her way through not just the defense, but 3 defenders together. Gonna be a free throw. Yong Lee not really happy with the move. Back to Lee again. Here comes Korea. Yong Lee on the ball. Switches it to the left. Goes for the shot, but that has gone out of play. Free throw though. In fact, it's not just a free throw, but it's a penalty. It's a 7-meter throwdown. And Min Seo Kim is all set for Japan. For Korea rather. Goes for it, and once again Atsuko Baba took the bait. Reacted, moved to the left, creating that slight opening. And that was well taken by Min Seo Kim. as Japan restores that, Korea rather restores that 2-goal cushion. Here comes Korea again. 3 minutes to go. Japan now switching it between themselves. A lovely chance. Goes for that long ranger, but that was way off target. A pretty haywire enterprise there from Japan. And here comes Korea. From the left. Lee on the ball, their coach having a very, very keen eye on the ball altogether. Is Hye Chung Lee. Here's Korea again. Korea, can they find that opening? Not really. Does well to go for that outside dodge. Angle created and Korea takes it. A sudden drive, a sudden surge, and a brilliant and a thumping finish there from Jeon has put Korea once again at a 3-goal cushion now. Japan will have some work to do when they come out in the second half, but still not done in the first half yet. Japan on the lookout for a goal now. Natsuki sends it square. Here's an opportunity through the gates. But looks like the goal won't count. It's a free throw for Japan. Taken again. Here comes Japan. Goes for the leap again. A sensational save out there from Seong Park. Korea keeps their citadel intact. 12-9. Here's a chance for Korea to breach their opposition defense once more. But this time lost her footing, lost the ball as well. And a lovely bit of dribble. Referee blowing the whistle. Free throw in favor of Japan. Taken quickly. Here comes Japan. That is a bit of a powerful throw, and that's kind of wasteful, to be honest, from Japan. Already trailing by 3 goals. You've got to be on your toes. You need to collect these. Because when you score, when you reduce the deficit at least before going into the tunnel to get your breather and reassess your strategy, I think a goal or two, it propels your momentum, it propels your mindset, and it kind of galvanizes you into fiercer and more furious action. Here's a chance. Yong Lee. That's a good save there. And here comes Japan. Acres of space ahead of them. Goes for the lovely release, but this time again, she was in motion. Not really easy to collect the ball. 10 more seconds to go. Here's a chance for Japan. For Korea, rather. Yong Lee rips it for the player onto the far left. And again, a phenomenal save. Looks like we'll have a free throw, but before that, the goalkeeper Atsuko Baba of Japan had a bit of a trouble. It looks like she's okay now. 30 minutes is over, so at any point in time the hooter may go out. (12-9) still for Korea. And we are underway. Here comes Japan. That's a brilliant release and an equally brilliant goal. I mean, that happened in a flash altogether. And that goal will definitely boost the morale of Japan. And I think it happened on the cusp of the hooter. And that is why the confusion. I think the Japan defense, or rather Korean defense. And looks like we'll have a referral. That whether that goal happened on the verge of the hooter or not. Because again, as we said, that these goals, they matter. And with that goal, Japan could have actually wrested momentum towards the end and went into the halftime breathing fire, came out even stronger. So Korea knows the importance of these goals. And the referee's over. And that goal has not stood, which means at the end of the first half, as things stand, it is going to be Korea who will go in with a 12-9 cushion into the halftime. We'll go into a short breather and return shortly with the second half of the contest. Stay tuned, everyone. The grand finale is on.
We have with us Ms. Narcissa Lecuzano, Executive Member, International Handball Federation. Welcome, ma'am. Ma'am, I have a couple of questions for you. Could you tell us your thoughts on how handball is growing as a sport in Asia?
Yeah, for me it's first time to be as a representative in Asia at the Women's Championship, and I really like it, enjoy it. I saw until now Asian teams only by the World Championships, and of course there are teams which are competing very well. And just now we see Korea and Japan. There are two teams which are really good also by the World Championships. I like it how the Iran was performed. Of course, Kazakhstan. I congratulate them because they have received they already win the games against Iran, and they will take the bronze medal. And looking down, I saw also the Indian girls. The Indian girls, I saw them also by the Youth and Junior World Championship, and I really saw that they perform well. So there are big space to grow up, but still I like them how they perform.
Ma'am, could you share your thoughts on the overall organization and competitive level of the 20th Asian Women's Handball Championship?
Yes, of course, the competition are running well, so all teams was prepared to compete this competition. Actually, I wanted to see more things, but all the times is space to be better. But I really congratulate the Asian Handball Federation and also the Indian Handball Federation. They put hand in hand to have such a nice championship.
Ma'am, what message would you like to convey to the Indian fans and aspiring young handball players in India?
So I will, I will give short message. Even I just talked to some players from some academies. Indian for me it's really a big country with big potential, and they have a game to put hand in hand and to see the lights of handball. To promote their country and of course to practice handball because I think because I was play 26 years handball, it's one of the best sports which is putting you to think, to do things, not only to run but also to be smart on the field, to compete together with your colleagues to beat the others.
Absolutely, ma'am. And you would be seeing the crowd here for Japan Korea final. You would be seeing a lot of
Yes,
appreciation.
really, what I miss in this tournament are the fans. The fans here in the arena. I hope that next time when the championship is again in Asia, why not in India, that the hall is more full, and I know how much the energy is giving the fans from the tribune to the players on the field. So, but I am sure that home somewhere they are watching TV and they are cheering for the Indian girls. They are models for them.
Absolutely, ma'am. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you for
Thank you having
sparing
me.
some time.
Thank
Thank you,
you
ma'am.
so much.
We have with us Mr. Badir Al Vice President of IHF Asia. Welcome, sir. I have a couple of questions for you. Could you tell us your thoughts on how handball is growing as a sport in Asia?
I think we work very hard with all the countries in our Asian Handball Federation to develop handball. Also, ISF International Handball Federation support. We make a lot of championship, a lot of courses, referee, trainer, delegate, and we are one family here in Asia. We work very hard to make handball in Asia development than better than before. Now we have a lot of teams they can play in the World Cup and they can get a very good result there, especially for women. We have Korea, we have Japan, and also I told you we are a family. We make a lot of courses for develop our people here in Asia, trainer, coaches, delegates, players, all the. This is what, and we support them, and they also with us in same field.
Absolutely, sir. So, compared to other countries, especially European countries, what are some of the steps that needs to be taken by the associations to popularize handballs in countries like India and China?
No, you know, big countries in Asia, they must be, they must work very hard to develop handball.
Yes.
Okay, but Europe, if I speak about Europe developed it before us many years. But we make everything. We make about for every in our field to develop handball in Asia. But don't tell me that we want to be same in Europe because what I see now, India, maybe since 10 years ago, they make everything for development. But now in the team play in the World Cup,
Yes.
youth and junior, and all the teams, the national team of India now, not same before. Now they all the team they are afraid of it when they play against India. Well, I'm sure that in the future they will be better and better.
So, what is your opinion on the quality at display at the Women's Handball Championship that you're witnessing right now?
What you mean?
So, what is your opinion on the quality that is a quality of handball that we are seeing?
I think we are satisfied here.
Yes, sir.
Uh, they organize very good championship, and also we have seen very good matches. Hotel halls with everything that they are saying about Indian Federation, and I hope that in the future they will do better and better and better. But we are satisfied. What I want to just, as my friend said, we want spectator here. Very nice hall, very nice people, and I hope that in the future they will, if they know handball, and then now in June there is a professional league, Indian league. We will make it here in India. I think we will see new handball in India in the future.
Absolutely, sir. So, it was a pleasure having you. Thank you so much for
Thank you
sparing
very
your time.
much.
Thank you,
And
sir.
good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. A very good evening. And as we stand, it is the grand finale, the final half of the ongoing summit clash between Japan and Korea. As things stand, Korea, they've gotten themselves a slender lead and they will like to build upon that. They will like to push back Japan as much as they can, but it's not going to be easy. We'll test them in all possible ways. We're just waiting for the ticker to go all guns blazing on this fixture. And we are underway for the second half. The last 30 minutes of the 20th Asian Handball's Women's Championship. A fight that has tested out 8 teams, and finally we have our two competitors duking it out for the crown. Japan pulls one back at the earliest. A great start for Japan to the second half. And it is none other than Kaho Nakayama with a brilliant finish, pushing Japan to double figures. And as we were saying, there were 8 teams that started and 2 remain. And they are Japan and Korea, 2 powerhouses of Asia in handball. Here's a chance for Korea to extend their lead back to the 3-goal mark. Goes for the shot, exceptional save from Atsuko Baba. And Atsuko sends it further forward. Here's an opportunity now for Japan. Japan goes for that lead, but eventually sends it towards the far right. Danger's not over yet. Here comes Japan again. Japan trying to crack open the gates. Ran into the gate and looks like it's gonna be a penalty for Japan. The opposition defenders have crossed into the goal line. Or a goal crease is what we call it in handball. It's going to be Sarao under the sticks. Japan with a chance. There goes Japan, and they have converted that with precision. 12-11 once again, and a sensational finish out there from Natsuki Aizawa. That smile tells you volumes about Japan's intensity and the urgency that they have. Korea off to a bit of a reticent start in that second half. But again, they can always fight their way back. They are a strong team as well, so you can't really let your guards down. You'll have to be vigilant. You'll have to be watchful. Yong Lee goes for that phenomenal leap, and Atsuko Baba. I mean, you hurl anything at her today, she's gonna stall them with a smile on her face. And Japan restores parity in sensational fashion. Another powerful hit there from Haruno Sasaki. And Japan makes it 12-all. It's not 13-11. It's Japan 12 and Korea 12. I think there's another check going on. And as a result, the time has been stopped. But because, again, there was a bit of confusion whether the ball did cross the goal line or not. But from naked eye, in the first go itself, it looked like the ball did cross the line. We're awaiting the decision. It looks like the decision has been made and play has resumed. It's 12-all. And that is going to be a free throw in favor of Korea. Japan off to a feisty start in the second half, and Korea trying to figure out a few ways to crack open the Japanese defense. And finally a penalty in favor of Korea. Min-seo Kim. Min-seo goes for it. One moment of reaction there from Mana Sakaki. And Min-seo knew exactly which direction to go. Makes it 13-12. This battle is possibly going to go down the wire. There's a chance for them. For Japan, can they equalize? A bit of a low throw. Referee blows the whistle. Free throw in favor of Japan. Danger's not yet over for Korea. They thought that they have gotten rid of the ball. Not to be. There's a chance. Leaps up. There was a bit of space out there. A gentle trip. But this time, the Korean goalkeeper, she was absolutely on her toes. Kept her eyes on the ball, extremely vigilant. And now Yong Lee. Back to Lee again. Lee plays it to the left. Back to Lee, quick enough. Charging at the opposition. Here's a chance. Again, excellent goalkeeping there from Atsuko Baba. And now this might be that opening that Japan was looking forward to. And they will take it. It's 13-all here. You can see the smile on Japan's face. And Miyako Hatsumi strikes again. What a battle this has been. Korea on the ball again. Playing it amongst themselves now, Korea. Here's a chance for Korea to try and find that all-important goal. The second half has belonged to Japan. So far at least, and the near post is what Korea eyed for. And they got that all-important 14th goal. Japan quick to retaliate. And they find the back of the net though. Runs into the defensive cul-de-sac and the referee blows the whistle. Free throw in favor of Japan. Both the teams so quick and so fast. The kind of pace that we have seen so far. I mean, that kind of dazzles our eyes. It's so radiant. Feels like that it's lightning streaks that are making their exchanges through the heart of this court in the Indira Gandhi Indoor Stadium. Fine ball towards the far right. You can hear the audience clapping and drumming and chanting, showing their support. And this break will be important for Korea. Korea might just find that all-important goal there. They do. Yong Lee, absolutely ruthless. She was taking no prisoners on that one. Once again bestows that 2-goal cushion. And that's a clear push out there. And Japan, in fact Korea, quick to take the ball away. Referee blowing the whistle. Yong Lee now. They're definitely happy with how things have proceeded until now. Here's Korea. Back with Korea. Yong Lee now. Plays it to her left. Min-seo Kim. Back to Lee. Kim. Lee again. Lee trying to cut and create angle. Kim releases the ball onto the far right. Runs into the blockade and somehow releases the ball. It's going to be a free throw in favor of Korea. Another fine ball. Kim on the ball. Kim releases it towards the far right. Once again into the defensive blockade. Free throw for Korea. Japan, I think they realize one thing, that somehow or the other, the crucial seconds are being stolen away. Here comes Korea. Yong Lee again loses a foothold and it's going to be a free throw in favor of Japan. Back with Japan. Natsuki Aizawa, apologies. Here's a chance for Japan. Does well to cut in sharply. And there you go, far post. Well executed and a fine finish out there from Natsuki Aizawa. Japan once again within touching distance. Yong Lee trying to be as fast as she can. Nimble-footed. Does well to release the ball. Back with Lee. Kim misses out. Opportunity for Japan to hit their opposition on a break, but they'll take their time. Korea was quick to get their defensive shields back up. Backtracked all the way to that own defensive half. To that free throw line of theirs. There's a chance for Japan again. Natsuki Aizawa releases that. That's a fine release. Goes for that top throw and finds the top corner. It's again all fair and square. Japan 15, Korea 15. This game, it knows no end to excitement. It knows no end to the thrills altogether. And we are gonna have a quick timeout. You can see both the teams so far, the kind of action that we have seen, this kind of fast-paced action, to be precise. I mean, that is crazy. That is mind-boggling stuff. Like a pendulum swinging from one end to the other. No dearth of excitement at all. You can see the fans absolutely delighted. And now Korea did come close. But eventually at the end of the day, Japan still stays intact, still staying alive in this contest and afloat. 15-15 so far. Very speedy exchange between these two teams. Onto the left now. Opportunity. Does well to get past their marker. Here's a chance for Japan, and Japan leads. That's a thunderous finish as well from the one and only Natsuki Aizawa. Korea now starting to feel the heat. The second half hasn't really gone out as planned for them. They ran into constant obstacles. They ran into constant friction. Yong Lee on the ball. There's a chance for Yong Lee to take that lead. She didn't go for it. Min-seo. Now it's Min-seo Kim. Free throw for Korea. Lee again. Back to Min-seo. Plays it towards the far right there to Yoon-seo. Lee. Free throw. I mean, she has been absolutely unstoppable, Yong Lee. Her speed, her athletic leaps. That's a good interception. And now Japan, for the first time, might just find that two-goal cushion, but no, not really. Couldn't really control that. Korea was quick to flood their defensive area. Min-seo came on the ball. Min-seo plays it to the right. Back to Min-seo again. Bitna Wu. In-seo. Min-seo. Bitna. Kim. A chance and Korea equalizes. A phenomenal finish out there from Boyan Kim. One small window of opportunity, and that window was cracked open. Quick switches. The nice ball to the left now. There's another opening. That's a lovely bit of chance. Japan! And that's a delicate trip into the back of the net. And Japan makes it count. Kaho Nakayama once again pushes Japan forward. Even though just by the skin of their teeth. But they'll take it. They know that how every single goal matters in a match like this. And Japan time and time again has reduced 3 goals, 4 goals deficit. And has fought their way back in this game. And now that they lead, it's going to be important. It's going to be a journey to savor. There's Korea. Back with Korea again. Releases it to the far right. Still with Korea. Korea through the heart of the opposition defense. Free throw for them. Boyan Kim. Here's a chance. Lovely release towards the extreme right. Try to cut an angle. And will find the back of the net. 16-16 again. Yes, thumping finish out there from Jeon. 17-17 actually now. Here comes Japan. Flat throw, chance. Releases it to the far right. Cuts an angle. Goes for the near post. And scores. Yuko Akutsu has pushed Japan back forward again. What a seesaw battle this has been. From one end to the other, from one hemisphere to the other, from one pole to the other. The pendulum has swung. If Japan has led at one point in time, Korea has led at one point in time. And if Korea has called the shots once, it's now Japan doing the honors. But not for long. Not for long. Korea, again within touching distance, looking for that shooting space, loses a foothold. Penalty awarded to Korea. A 7-meter throw. A chance for Korea to make it 18 all. It's going to be Bitnawu with that penalty. And Mana Sakaki under the sticks. Here's a chance, is it? Goes for it and equalizes. Restoring parity here. Both the teams now 18-18. What a game of this has been. What a battle of epic proportions this has been. They keep on coming. The goals keep on coming. Japan now on the lookout for number 19. Can Korea stall their progress? A bit of a push there. But looks like Korea has done it by the books. And here comes Korea. Korea has some free space ahead of them. This can be that opening that they were eyeing for, but not to be. Here's Korea again. Bitnawu lays it towards the left. Here's a chance for Bitna. A fine release. And that's an exceptional goal there. Took it from range. Kept her conviction. And a thunderous finish out there from Jin Jung. Propelling Korea back forth. Last 15 minutes. What an exciting, entertaining 15 minutes has this been. We are in the final half. We are in the final quarter of the 20th Asian Handball Women's Championship. Here they come. An opportunity. Plays it towards the far right. Does well to twist and turn. Eyed for the near post, but ends up hitting the side netting, but then a free throw nonetheless. I mean, this has been an exhilarating second half performance from Japan. They've scored 9 goals. They were denied a goal right at the edge of the hooter. I mean, they scored it, but somehow that hooter rang before and after the protest. A referee was taken and the goal didn't stand. There's a chance for Japan. Keeping in mind that they had a crack in their momentum, they came back strongly. And that's the equalizer for Japan as well. Leaping up, powering home, Haruka Igeta. Is it? No, apologies. Yuki Yoshidome makes it 19 all. This game, it is such a rewarding fixture. It simply keeps on giving. Here's a chance for Korea now. Korea goes for that far post, gets the goal. 2019 now. And Bitna Wu was instrumental again in finding the back of the net. She's being absolutely sensational from the spot. Every 7-meter throwdown that she's taken, she's converted it. And now she's looking to get those field goals as well. There's a chance for them. Again, a top-class lead. But didn't really find the gap that they were looking forward to. And this might be the opening that Korea had eyes on. But then Korea, so close yet so far for Arusio. The ball bobbles back from the woodwork. Japan stays alive. And excellent goalkeeping as well from Matsuko Baba. Here's Japan. The cheers get louder and louder. The drums get louder and louder. The fans believing in their teams. The fans waiting with bated breath for some extraordinary show of handball, which we have witnessed right from the word go itself. Timeout before we go to that free throw, which has been awarded to Japan. I mean, that was a brilliant, a powerful hit. The way it was hammered into the back of the net. Make no mistake. That it eludes everyone. Strike like that is what will eventually keep you in the game. A strike like that is what will make you believe. Natsuko Baba returns to her position and Japan will resume with the free throw. I mean, Natsuko Baba, she has been, the way she's played, that has been absolutely sensational. She has not shied away from goal. She has looked refreshed. She has looked in strong contention of being a goalkeeper of the tournament. And that is another brilliant opening there for Japan. Looks like it's going to be a penalty. Yes, it is. A 7-meter throwdown for Japan. Can Japan equalize? Or is there a twist in the tail? There is no twist in the tail. Claire Francis Gray hammers home the equalizer. 12 minutes away from the finishing line. But truth be told, it feels like we are hours away, eternity away from what's going to be a thumping and a gladiatorial finish. Referee blows the whistle. Free throw for Korea. Quickly taken. Bitna Wu. Back to Wu. Wu to Lee. Lee plays it to the left. To Min Seo Kim. Now to the right. Bitna Wu. Referee blows the whistle. But the ball has gone into the back of the net. Will it count? Not really. Which means Japan can still breathe free. Japan can still come stronger and hotter on the heels of Korea. Here's Korea. Japan rather, apologies. Mitsuki Aizawa. He has a chance. Lovely bit of work. Releases the ball in time. Goes for that far right. Creates the angle. Excellent save out there. That's one of the breaks that Korea was looking for to try and stall one of Japan's attacks and possibly hit them on the counter. And if they can hit them on the counter, they'll be delighted. They'll be tickled and accelerated on the move as well. Lee has shuffled across to the right now. Playing it amongst themselves now. Looking for an opening. Min Seo Kim. Back to Min Seo Kim. Kim now switches it to Bitnabu. Bitna releases it. Again, runs into the defensive blockade. Free throw awarded. 10 minutes, less than 10 minutes to go. And it's still locked in an impasse. Do we have a moment of madness? Twist and turn. Free throw still for Korea. Bitnabu. Too strong, too hot for Japan to handle. Referee with a quick chat. Flat throw comes in, but goes out. Free throw still for Korea. He took a deflection along the way. Quickly taken. Trying to force her way in from that right corner. Free throw again for Korea. The crucial seconds running down the clock. Sudden burst. Sudden twist and turn. What is it gonna be? Or is it a straight, powerful shot? Is it gonna be just a solitary goal separating the two sides? Free throw after free throw for Korea. Japan relentless. They do not want to let them slide. That's an exceptional save by Atsuko Baba. And now it's time for Korea to defend as Japan goes on the counter. Here comes Japan, taking their time. Arisa on the far right, Arisa Kinjo. Plays it through that central channel, lovely ball released. Arisa, here's an opportunity. That should be a free throw as well. And yes, the referee has awarded that. That was a strong challenge. 8 minutes to go. Quickly taken again. Here comes Japan. Switches it to the left. Arisa on the ball. Arisa plays it to the right to Kaho Nakayama. Arisa back on the ball. Arisa releases it to the left to Natsuki Aizawa. Here's a chance. Arisa goes for a flat throw. Finds the back of the net. Strong finish there. Japan now surges to 21-20. This battle. What a day of thrills and twists and exciting turnaround has this been. Here's a chance. And this goes away. To go. 7 minutes separating these two sides. 7 minutes that can decide the fate of this encounter. Chance for Korea. Misses out. And now Japan on the way forward. Can they crack open a 2-goal difference? They might, and they do. They do. You can see the accelerations rising. It is Kaho Nakayama with the thunderous finish as well. And suddenly with 7 minutes to go, this 2-goal cushion might look like a nightmare to Korea. But Korea, they are a team that's not easily faced. That they will fight. They won't give in. They will try and reduce the deficit at the earliest. Runs into the blockade. Free throw. Take a look at how the players of Korea, they get back up quickly. Like true warriors. Fearless. Their teams come first. Here's a chance. Lovely ball into the central channel. Once again blocked away. Take a look at this. I mean, that is indeed a very powerful challenge. No questions asked. Opportunity goes out. Takes a deflection along the way though. Free throw again for Korea. Can they pull one back? They have to. They don't really have much of a choice, to be honest. The clock's ticking away. Will they go for that timeout early enough? Penalty awarded to Korea, so a golden opportunity. A gilt-edged chance for them. Use that deficit to just that solitary goal. It's gonna be Mana Sakaki, the goalkeeper for this 7-meter throw. Yong Lee takes it upon herself. ends up missing it. You can see Japan. They are delighted beyond measure. And why not? You gotta take your joys. Small joys, they will eventually turn into the big ones. Here comes Japan again. Can they open up a 3-goal deficit now? A 3-goal difference between them and Korea. Quickly rumbling through in front of that defensive wall. Nice dribble. Keeps the ball under control though. Japan doesn't let it slide. Here comes a chance. Referee blows the whistle. That's not gonna count. Japan quick to retaliate. In fact, Korea quick to retaliate. Trying to crack open the gap there through the gates. The deficit comes down to that 1 goal. Korea knows the importance of all these seconds now. What a match this has been. It feels like we are in the boiling cauldron of entertainment as Asian Handball Championship for Women's has reached its culmination point truly, and we are still to figure out who's going to be the winner. There's so much mystery, and I am pretty sure that even if the great Alfred Hitchcock would have written a whodunit, I don't think it would have been better than this thriller, than this suspense contest altogether. From one end to the other, like the way the teams have fared, like the way these teams have scored, there has been an air of uncertainty throughout the game. That's a lovely receive despite a powerful throw. Japan powers home. Yuki Yoshidome makes it 23-21 again. Here comes Korea now. Less than 4 minutes. Less than 4.5. In fact, less than 3.5. Sorry. Back with Korea. Desperate. Scrambling for those gaps. Finds it. Great finish out there by Boyan Kim. Making it 23-22. What a match this has been. What a sensational affair this has been. From one end to the other, this game has swung. And the entertainment, the excitement, the thrill, the suspense, that has been supreme. Korea rushing through. Knows that they'll have to hurry for the equalizer. And just to break the momentum of the game, timeout has been sought for. So, 2.5 minutes to go. 2.5 minutes to call the shots between these two teams. An electric encounter. Will we have a winner before the final whistle blows? That still remains a question mark. Or will we have overtime? You never know. Free throw for Korea. Takes that now. Can Korea equalize? Will Japan let them equalize? Well, Korea has lost possession. Japan bombing forward. This can be the chance. There they come and they get the goal again. 24-22. My goodness, Natsuki Aizawa. You can now see the happiness starting to flow in their eyes. You can now feel the advantage dawning on them. That's a emasculated throw and an excellent save by Atsuko Baba. Korea wanted to be cheeky, but Atsuko Baba once again alert and vigilant. Just take a look at their dugout. They are joyous, they are overwhelmed, and the joy is no end. from the left to the right. Can they get a 3-goal cushion now? They are taking away a few crucial seconds. That's an excellent attempt at trying to create an interception, but Korea will have a free throw for themselves. Here comes Korea, Yong Lee. They will need that goal at the earliest. They'll have to bring the deficit down to that solitary goal. They will have to go for the leap. Goes for it, goes for a feint in fact. Goes to that extreme left. Referee's blown the whistle. Free throw for Korea. What are we witnessing? Here's Korea now. A chance for them. Goes for it and finds the back of the net. Still a goal to go, but Wu has made it 24-23. Less than 60 seconds remaining. Japan will take their time, goes without saying. Might be the last roll of the dice as well. Korea has to come forth. They will have to intercede. They will have to snatch possession for themselves. I don't think if they wait for Japan to release the ball, they will get it. Here's a chance for Japan! That should be the winner for them! 30 seconds and 2 goals to plug. Doesn't really look like Korea has the firepower, but they will come forth. They will prime their cannons. They will prime their guns and they'll get a goal as well. 25-24. 10 seconds to go. Hold on to your horses, everyone. Buckle up your seatbelts. The flight of fancy has taken off. And here comes Japan. And that should be it. Japan can now celebrate. They are the winners of the AHC Handball Championship for the women's. They have come to India. They have fought their way. And finally, after trailing through a majority of the game, it is Japan who will walk away with the bragging rights. They are going to step on the throne as the crowned champion of Asia. But again, nothing to think bad about Korea. What a fight this was from them. They lost a bit of momentum towards the end. But at the end of the day, I think Korea can take all the heart. They have fought truly like the bravest of warriors. And with this, we come to the end of a glorious grand finale, everyone. The final scoreline confirms the fact that it is Japan who are the champions of the 20th Asian Women's Handball Championship. And now the Japanese can celebrate. Korea, heartbreak for them. And just by inches, just by whiskers, the celebrations have begun for Japan. They are enjoying themselves, and why not? They deserve it. 7 days of intense action, 7 days of oscillating battles. And they fought and they fought and they fought until the moment of glory arrived. And we eventually reach the conclusion of the tournament. As at the end of it all, it is Japan who emerges victorious. Tears of joy as well, rolling down a few faces. And why not? And now they can celebrate. We will call this a day from our end, but make no mistake, the grand presentation is on its way out. So do not miss out on the sensational players of the tournament. Thank you everyone for joining in. It was an absolute treat, Rohit, to bring the game live to you. And you have been a wonderful audience. Thank you again. Stay tuned and do catch out on the further action coming live. Thank you.
Next, Miss Murna from AHF, present bouquet, Mokuli Yadav.
हाँ अरे भैया काम कर रहा हूँ यार मैं हजूरी से भी ना अरे नहीं कर सकता नहीं देख सकता
हमारे मध्य सुधीर जी आईएएस पांडे जी बुके देकर उनका सम्मान करेंगे।
हाँ
हमारे गेम के कैप्टन वाइस
हैं?
कैप्टन जल्दी से बोल रहे हैं इन नेक्स्ट चिड़िया जैन जी डायरेक्टर पावना ग्रुप प्रेजेंट हियर प्रेजेंट बुके प्रेजेंटेड बाय कैप्टन इंडियन रेलवे इंडियन टीम कैप्टन इंडियन टीम प्रेजेंट बुके रूम अम्बानी जी कस्तूरी मित्रा जी कोलकाता थंडर्स प्रेजेंट बुके तेजराज जी और हमारे बीच सौम्य जैन जी और उनको बुके प्रेजेंट करेंगे पांडे जी।